And I love when you're on because it gives me such good information about what I can, one, amazing products, sis, but also it just allows us to be constantly in the space of being mindful that we have the capacity to turn things around for these Black women owned businesses, which inevitably turns things around for all of us. A lot of us care a lot about supporting Black business, but not all of us are going to start an organization to do it. What was it about this current reality, the lack of awareness about Black women owned businesses, the lack of support? What was it about that that caused you to want to move forward in an organizing capacity to shift some things there?
Yeah, so believe it or not, Buy from a Black Woman started off as a blog. I was just sharing purchases that I was buying from Black women, and I was working in a nonprofit organization. My background was in nonprofit organizations. So when the blog took off and Black women were reaching out to me saying, "Hey, do you have other resources? Can you share about my business? Can you teach me something about the business?" And because I collect degrees like all Black women, I'm like, "Oh, I do know some things. So I could probably help in this and that and this." And then my experience in nonprofit, I said, maybe this can be something. Then people started sending me money to keep the website, to keep buying products up. And that's the two things that nonprofits want. You want people to spread awareness about your cause, and you want people to donate to you. So naturally, I was like, okay, this is something bigger than I am. So maybe this needs to be an organization. And when I got fired or let go from my job for starting Buy from a Black woman, and when I saw that ED and my board president saw something that I didn't even know was possible, because they was like, either you stop working on your nonprofit or you stop working here. And I was like, okay, well, I'll stop working here then. And that was really the fuel I need, because when you are just starting something and you're not sure what it can be or if it's even going to work into something, and here were two white men who were already intimidated by something that was only 3 months old, I was like, okay, I got something on my hands. So let me continue with this and see what happens.
It's amazing how sometimes what is meant for our evil, it turns out to our good, because I don't know where you would be if you were still working for those two white men who were threatened by you. But I guarantee you, our community would not have the benefits that we have from what you have been able to put out. So, Buy from a Black Woman is an institution. It has gone from being a blog to an action. So, it is a nonprofit organization
Yeah.
currently, or how is it? So, you can also accept donations.
Yes, and we are doing a fundraiser. Believe it or not, today is my birthday. So we are doing
Happy
fundraisers. Thank
birthday.
you.
Yes. All right, Leo season. All right.
Yeah,
I was
so
gonna claim you as a Cancer, but then I had to look at the calendar real quick. I was like, no, 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 no. We
I'm
in
a
Leo.
Leo. I'm a Leo, true and true. So you see, I believe I can change the world, right? Me
That's
and
it. That's
Obama.
it.
But no, we're doing a fundraiser house party. So we're in Atlanta doing fundraisers, so stuff like that. So yes, we can
Wow.
accept donations, and I have a birthday goal of 4,200 because I turned 42 this year. So the 4,200
Wow.
is the goal for today. So yeah, so
I
we
love that. That is fantastic. And again, a lot of us see things in our community that we're not happy about, but we're not actually going to move forward. So I'm very grateful for those white men because they helped to put some things in motion that, I mean, perhaps might not have manifested quite as it has. Let's talk about your growth in this organization. So now, are you featuring Black women products as a part of the blog still? What are the additional programs or services that the nonprofit
Oh
component
my
provides?
goodness. I know our media specialist and our public relations, she's listening. So I hope I do a good job of list everything, because we got a lot of stuff going on. What we're in right now is the Buy from a Black Woman Inspired Tour presented by H&M. So we have a national global partnership with H&M. We are in year 4 of that partnership. So through that, we do an accelerated program where we are certifying Black women businesses and getting their minority business enterprise certification. To date, we've
Wow.
done that with over 20 Black women business owners to make sure that they're certified. And from that, they've been able to get contracts with Staples. One got a contract with the city of Atlanta to do tourism, and some are doing some white and private labeling, because now they are certified businesses. Through that, we were able to
Wow.
grow our relationship with the IRS and the US Treasury. So we're now going to be working as an agency and then spreading the word about the 50 States Initiative, and then also helping to promote and educate Black women and Black businesses on some of the tax benefits through the IRS, and changing that narrative to know, like, we can work with the IRS, we can work with government entities, and it can be beneficial to the Black businesses and Black communities. So shout out to those two partners. So those are two things we got going on. We'll also have our online directory where we promote Black women business owners. The Buy from a Black Woman directory is the leading directory for Black women business owners. All the businesses that list the directory are 100% owned by Black women. They're not a husband and a wife. They're not a mom and a child. They're not me and my son or my daughter. These are owned by Black women. And it's not like a 49-51, 100% owned. Both owners are Black women business owners. It is two owners. So we have that happening. The directory gets used over and over and over again. Part of yesterday, we did a Black women food crawl here in Atlanta where we highlighted 7 businesses that are owned by Black women, 7 restaurants, and we were able to bring people who did not even know they exist, didn't know that space exists in there, to do that. So we host events bringing awareness to Black women business owners. And our biggest thing right now, we just received a fellowship from the Center for Black Entrepreneurship here in Atlanta, and we are doing a research project to study the defunding of DEI and the social justice uprising and the impact that had on Black women business owners. So those of you who are Black women business owners and those of you who support, head over to buyfromblackwomen.org/survey to take that survey, because the more data that we collect, the more we can tell our stories correctly.
Wow. This is really not about just elevating a group of individuals. This is about creating a community sustainable, I don't want to call it a safety net, but something along those lines that will allow these organizations to thrive, not just to open their doors, but to actually thrive. And we're going to tweet out the link to the survey as well. Nubia, I'm dropping that in the chat. Also, I remember a few years ago, a book came out, A Year of Buying Black. I can't remember the author of it. I'm going to look for it right now.
It's Maggie Anderson. Maggie
Yes,
Anderson, Our Black Year, and we just had
Our Black Year
interview with her. Yeah, we did an interview with her a couple weeks ago in Chicago, and like it was really crazy because that was a full circle for me too, right? Because I saw her TEDx, I read her book, and now here we are about 8 years later. I'm actually been able to sit down next to her and let her know how much of an inspiration she has been to me, and the same she's letting me know, because I reached out to her and she shared this in the podcast, so this is public knowledge. But I reached out to her a week or a day before she found out that her cancer had remitted, and now she has stage 4 cancer. So she said when she got my letter, it gave her so much energy, because she's like, okay, well, at least I know it's not going to die with me, because she didn't know I exist, but I knew that she exists. So it was like one of those things where I had no idea that my impact was impacting her, but she didn't know how much her impact impacted me. And that's just the beautiful thing about not just the organization, but the work that Black women do. We're always pouring into each other, and we need to tell each other that more so that we form these communities.
I when I was reading her, and I did not know that she had a cancer diagnosis. I will definitely be adding her to the prayer list. I think the work that she did in that book, and she and her family making that experiment public, was hugely impactful. And one of the things the reason I raise it is because I remember when reading the book, there was a lot of difficulty that they encountered. It was not easy to spend a whole year buying Black. Like, they had to be intentional about the groceries. They had to, like, it wasn't just like, oh, I'm on my way to such and such, let me stop by quick fast. There was no stop by quick fast, and where they lived, they did not have access in the same way. And I'm curious, do you, and maybe this came up in the podcast, I don't know, but I'm curious as to whether or not you have any insight as to the increasing ease and availability of being able to purchase from Black business owners now as compared to when that book first came out. We know that we are quick to start businesses. We're some of the fastest business starters. I don't know what that means in terms of our sustainability for these business models. What is your sense as to where things are going with the overall state of health for Black entrepreneurs that are and service providers?
Yeah. So when Maggie and her family did that experiment, it was 2006, right? So a lot of the resources,
lifetimes ago.
Yes, yes. So like being able to order something off the internet that is not in your immediate area, being able to Google something to find it, or just to tweet something out or ask on Instagram your internet buddy, hey, do you know about this, or have you tried this? That was not privileged in 2006, right? But the thing we need to remember is they still made it happen in their area in 2006. So we really don't have any excuse in 2024 not to do it. With that being said, our number ebbs and flow. We are about 14.8% of the country, but we have such a huge impact, but we don't own a lot of land. We don't have our own grocery stores, and when we do buy something, if it's not tip top 100%, now somebody is tweeting out about the terrible customer service they experienced because they bought from us one day. So it's just stuff like that. So our numbers ebbs and
flow. They're doing to us what the Democrat leadership did to Joe Biden off of 192nd one 90-minute debate. Everything you done did was in that bad day of service. It's all just quit the race. Just close up shop. You're terrible. Just awful. No love.
You shouldn't be in order. And it's just one of those things. So I know she shared a number with me about the number of grocery stores they had in 2006, and now we're in single digits. So like the grocery store number went down. I don't know the exact numbers with that, but stuff like that. And that's because we have to make sure, and I said this yesterday at the food crawl, but when we say buy from a Black woman, we're not saying buy only from Black women, even though I would love that. But what we're saying is that when it comes to Black women, and we saw it on Sunday, we're seeing the results of the call every day now this week, and it's only Wednesday. But when Black women do something, they're not doing it just for themselves. They're not doing it in a silo. It's not just them that you are helping and impacting. Black women are the least selfish group when we have every reason to be selfish and be justifiable with that. But when you support a Black woman, especially a Black woman business owner, you are supporting so many communities. So when we say buy from a Black woman, we're literally saying support America, support the communities that are really standing up, showing up, having the resources, who are sharing their time, their labor, their mental, their education freely by just supporting and buying from communities so that we can continue to pour into them.
And one of the things that again, this moment, it feels very precious to me for a number of reasons. I do believe that we could go back to business as usual, Nikki Porcher. We could go back to just, we remember that one time when we did that organizing, and in 48 hours we secured her for the nomination and got her the funding, and wasn't that great? Yeah, child, let me get on back to my job, because we could do that. Or we could see that for the potential that it holds and the lessons that are there, and think about how we tap into whatever it was that was driving that to help us turn that power inwards. And for me, economic sustainability that is self-driven is important. I talked earlier about a community, some neighbors, Jewish community neighbors, who had such an ability to provide for their own seniors when it came to the needs. In New York City, we have this thing called Access-a-Ride, and it's these like little jitneys, these little buses that will come. You make your appointment, and the jitneys will come and pick you up and take you to your appointments. Your diabetes appointment, whatever it is, and they weren't coming to the Black community sufficiently. And we didn't have within that Black community, Bedford-Stuyvesant did not have enough financial or infrastructure capacity to meet the need in that time. And the Jewish community from a couple of neighborhoods over was like, oh yeah, well, we got plenty. We can help. And they came, they testified. They said, here's the number you could call to get the stuff. They got their own policing, because they don't want a Sonia Massey in their community. They don't want to call police that are going to be potentially hostile to them. And so they funded and took their financial resources and the fact that they love themselves enough. And of course, they don't have the burden of 400 years of anti-Black oppression to contend with. I get all that. But wherever you're at, that's where you are. Whatever you have, that's what you got. So we're in a moment where I think Nikki Porcher, founder of Buy from a Black Woman, that we can build on this in some ways that could also channel that energy into the organizations that you help to elevate. What are your thoughts about the potential power of that sort of collective investment? That if we were to have a period, let's say in November, let's just say hypothetically, we were like, you know what? We've been talking to Nikki Porcher. We've been hearing about all these businesses. We're going to have a month of just buying Black. We're not going to boycott nothing. We're going to black out. We're going to just buy from us all day, every day. What would be the potential impact?
Oh my goodness. First of all, I pray for that day, like literally daily, like, because, and I have this thing where I say, like, I know there's 5 celebrities who said today that, okay, we're only buying from Black businesses this week. And if they made that announcement and all of the people who support them, follow them, our economic shift would be so great. I don't think we would know what to do with it, to be honest with you, like, but it would change this country dramatically.
But wait, Nikki Porcher, what about legislation? What about government? What about what the votes? How can we possibly control our own dollars? We hadn't legislated. We haven't met with our elected officials about it. You mean to tell me with just a flick of a couple of tweets, 5 significant people, if it were coordinated, could shift our entire economic reality?
And we've seen it because we can talk about a young lady who literally changed the spring and summer lines of a couple of clothes to make sure that metallic wear was everywhere that you needed in the world, not the country, the world. Because I saw her in Paris and the whole boutiques all had metallic because they knew that her show was there. So it's just that, it's really just that easy. So while I am very, very excited, there's part of me, the activist, who's frustrated because I know how easy it could be if we just decided to do it. And I was sharing earlier with my team, like the Black women, they gathered on Sunday and then other groups gathered and nobody is offended. Nobody is like, oh, well, why are you having your separate meeting? No one's like, oh, how dare the white women and the Indian women, the Asian gather in silos? But because we're all working to the same goal, we all know what we have to do. So if we can do that for this, we can literally do that for a lot of other things. And that just shows we're actively choosing not to. That's what I got from this week.
I need that point to sit for a minute because actively choosing not to work in one's own self-interest is a choice. Nikki Porcher, it is certainly a choice. Choosing instead to focus all of our locus of change outside of our locus of power and influence, that is a choice, but it is not the only choice. So help those of us who are maybe, over the past couple of minutes, people's interest has now been piqued. Well, maybe we could do something like take a whole month where we just buy Black. How would I get my groceries? Well, maybe you could start now, or you're the expert, Nikki. If we want to shift our perspective and start buying more from us and investing our dollars in us, what steps should we be taking? How do we shift our mindset so that is something that we can actually manifest?
Yeah, so I always tell people, if it seems very overwhelming to you at the start, just start real small. Think about the products you use every day. And I'm talking about your toothbrush, your coffee, your hair care, your skin care, your body care, your bedroom sheets, even like your coffee filters, your trash bag. Think about the things that you use every day and make that a list. And then say, okay, I'm going to dedicate just buying one of these from Black this month. And then the next month, add the second one to it. Okay, I did toilet paper this month. Next month, I'm doing dishwasher detergent. And just slowly start doing that. And before you know it, you are using Black-owned products every day in your everyday life. And that's going to change your mindset. You're going to become more of a conscious consumer because you realize, okay, it's not that unreachable. It's very feasible to do it because here are things that Black women, Black people, minority owners, small businesses, local businesses have. Like you can literally walk to these things. So just start with that. And we all know money is very powerful. We have votes, we have our voice piece. You can tweet till you're blue in the face, but it doesn't really affect them until you affect money. Start changing the money, right? Montgomery boycott. People were saying, hey, they were beating each other up and they decided to ride the bus. You get what I'm saying? And then five of those people was like, hey, you know what? We ride these buses, ain't nobody on them. What we got to do because we're losing money. And they changed the law. So we can do that, like, again, actively making a choice, actively decide to be a conscious consumer, decide that, you know what, I'm not going to shop on Amazon. I'm going to go to my local store. I'm not going to go ahead and go inside this Target. But if I go in Target, I'm going to make sure I get the Black-owned businesses are at Target because they literally say Black business section. Like you can literally, like, you don't even have to guess or ask the question anymore. There's a label on it. So it's like, that's why I say it's an active choice. You're choosing not to. You're saying, oh, you know what, I need this real quick, I'll do it tomorrow. But you're planning your life and you're not planning just for tomorrow. So start doing that with your money as well.
My husband used to say, if we could just wipe our Black asses with Black-owned toilet paper made in a Black-owned factory, we would do so much for the Black unemployment rate. Like we would be able to make some things happen. So how do I go about this? I know if we recently we purchased a property. And we were decorating. We wanted to decorate with Black artists. So we went to Etsy and I was typing in Black-owned artists and I got a lot of stuff, but some of it I don't know was actually Black-owned. What are there key terms we should be using? Should I look for Black-owned toilet paper, Black-owned laundry detergent? And I believe there are at least one or two Black-owned brands for each of those categories that I've heard of. What's the best way for me to be going to my search engines? If I wanted to do something like this, let's say, in again, the month of November, would I need to start thinking about now, like getting a list of those companies, those organizations? What are the mechanics that I should employ? Because I feel like we could do something like this. I mean, this is, and again, building off the past 48 to 70 some odd hours, how would I plan? If I were wanting to organize a Black in, as opposed to a boycott, a black in.
Black in. I
What
like
would I need to do? What would I need to get my audience to start? What conversation should we be having if this were something that were off in the future that we wanted to plan for? And I'm saying off in the future because I think one of our mistakes is we try to do things in the, like real quick, real fast, and real in a hurry. We can plan, we can be deliberate. You're the expert. How would we plan something like that for a massive moment?
Okay, so first you want to make sure that you save Buy from a Black Woman to your favorites because we do have an online directory that lists businesses owned and operated Black women. So that's the first step that you.
Boom.
So
First
there's
step.
business on there. And if you are a Black woman business owner and you're listening and you're like, well, I'm not on the directory, obviously we're planning to do something in November. So you might want to get on your good foot and join. So first, let's do that. Second, again, like I said, make a list. Make a list of all the things that you use every day. And it starts with that. You can literally just put in Black owned toilet paper and see what comes up. You could put it on Twitter and ask the questions to your community as well. Ask your neighbors, ask the Black people in your life, because some of them, believe it or not, are supporting Black quietly, but they need to be loud as well. So you'll be surprised what people know. And then tell people that's what you're doing. I'm trying to replace all the things I use every day with Black owned products. If you have any suggestions, let me know. We have to really stop working in silos and start coming together as community. And that includes asking questions, that includes sharing resources and sharing research as well. So then ask your community after you made your list, after you say Buy from a Black woman, ask your community, and then just start collecting it from there. And then encourage the people around you also to be conscious consumers. We talk about, we're talking about the debate, we're talking about this and that, what we saw on TikTok. Hey, did you know that I started using this Black owned dish detergent? I had no idea that they even exist. And just bring that up in conversations, make it part of your normal life and routine, and other people would start doing the same.
This feels like I don't know. It feels like this could be doable.
I
I've
mean,
seen
like,
so
if
many
you want to do
things.
something, I know Karen will let you know. If you want to do something, I'm always down to do something. And November is Buy from a Black Woman Awareness Month. So, that
Oh,
is in line.
girl.
That is in line with what we got going on. So, if you
Let
want
me
to
call
plan it,
Karen.
let's get it. Yes.
My spidey senses are tingling. The possibilities are amazing. I went to your directory. I love this. It's visually appealing. So it's not like just a long list, but it's visually appealing. You've got it broken out by different categories. I am actually looking to transition to Black owned toilet paper and body soap and toothpaste. I'm trying to personally, I'm feeling very compelled. I don't like asking my audience to do things that I'm not willing to do. So I'm trying to find these things now because I want to get used to it. Like I want to get in the habit of sort of having it be a natural thing. So I love the directory. And this is something that I think whether we were to be a massive movement or not, if each of us as individuals were deciding to do this and not for all the products all at once, I'm not suggesting that, but slowly begin really building up our personal household database of products that we use and rely on so that we create our own household names, right? Other companies have products that are in our houses that are household names. We can create our own household names. Nikki Porcher, Buy from a Black Woman, is here. Nikki, do you have any particular businesses that you are promoting right now? Any particular new businesses that we need to be aware of that we should think about supporting?
So you talked about toothpaste. So Imani Smiles is a Black woman dentist who has her own Black toothpaste line. And it's an oral, I'm sorry, it's an oral care line. It's more than just toothpaste because she has tooth powder, she has floss, not Listerine, but mouthwash. And I use her stuff. And I say, I love this toothpaste. Like she knows, like send me, I'm on a reoccurring plan. So every 30 days I get a new kit. And it's my favorite. So that Amani Smiles is what I use to brush my teeth with. So again, I use it every day. So every day, twice a day, because I brush my teeth at night too. I'm using a Black woman. And that's just so easy, right? You brush your teeth. You don't even think about it. But boom, there you go. You can say that you're supporting one every day. Buy an olive.
They got their toothpaste is comparably priced. I'm on the website now at montysmiles.com. And it's charcoal toothpaste as well. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't want to cut you off. I just got
I was giving you three because that's I work in threes. So Vine and Olive, they are a Black woman-owned olive oil company, right? So they make sure that their olive oil is healthy and also it is infused. They also have vinegar and vinaigrettes, but it's infused. So they have ones where you take it a shot for health reasons, oils that you can cook with, vinegar that you can mix with, you can create dressings, all that stuff as well. So again, when you cook and you want to make sure it's healthy and you're using olive oil, you can get that from a Black woman.
Wow. Now, how do I know that I'm on, what is their website? Because I'm seeing a couple of different Vine and Olives. How do
Okay.
I know I'm on the right one?
So it's vineandolives.com. So VINE, no S, VINE
Got
and
it.
olives. And there's an S in olives.
And child, as much olive oil as this family uses, I mean, we are an extra, we should be growing extra virgin olive oil olives in the backyard. Hold on, I'm about to enter my information here. I'm gonna get me my little discount. Oh, Brian gonna be so excited. He stay over using the olive oil when he cook it. All right, okay, this is good. This is good. This is good. So you don't help me with. I got toothpaste. I got olive oil. What's your third one? Ooh, I'm about to buy from
Did you
Black
see
Women
how easy
today,
that is?
baby.
And then I'm going to go
Yes.
ahead and shout out Soft and Butter Skincare. Now, I don't know if you know this, but we are branching off internationally. So Buy From a Black Woman is having presence in Toronto. We have an event in Toronto this Saturday. I'm doing a radio appearance. But with that being said, we are bringing Black women business owners in Toronto to America and Black businesses in America to Toronto. Soft and Butter Skincare is one. So if you're looking for some skincare to keep your skin in soft, we're going to talk.
Yeah, we gonna talk. I just had to send her a message. I'm like, we gotta talk because you just said something. So I didn't mean to break your flow of discussion. I'm just saying the universe is working right now. Okay, but you're gonna be in Toronto with who now? Soft and butter what? Tell us.
And Soft and Butter Skincare. So again, they will keep your skin soft and feeling like butter. She is a Toronto-based Black woman business owner as well. So, and she's also multicultural Jasmine swimmer. She's is a fabulous soul to even add with that. But she also ships in the US. So when you're talking about supporting Black businesses, supporting Black women businesses, remember they are more than in the country. And as we talk about growing our resources and growing our community, you know, we're doing that with Buy From a Black Woman as well.
This is amazing. And now the international component I'm loving because I'm seeing a whole lot of people who want to be very specific, American, Black Americans and nobody else. And so this idea that you're branching internationally, why not just stay in good old US of A? What is the attraction to going international with Buy From a Black Woman?
Yeah, so one of the things is as we are working and getting the certifications for Black women, we know the importance of procurement. And that is really how we make sure that our businesses are sustainable and growing. And when we're thinking about
What do you mean by procurement for people who may not be familiar?
yes, but procurement is how you can get some of the government, city, corporation contracts because that is where the real money really lies. Yes, we love our brick and mortars, but if we can have a small business who gets a deal with, let's say, Staples, for example, because we have one like that, and she is a promotional marketing company. Shout out to She Prints It, but she's a promotional marketing company who has a contract with Staples to do supplies of some of their promotional products that they sell. So now she is doing like a private label for a corporation. So that is how we get sustainable because these people, a lot of people don't know, a lot of these big corporations contract their stuff out. So you think you're getting it from Staples, you think you're getting it from Target, but there's another business that's creating that who's put those labels on it. And then that's how you're getting it from it. So this is why we say support small, support local. So with this one, she got this procurement opportunity where she can do something for Staples and have that sustainable income always coming in. So
Wow.
yeah. And with that, that's what we're the international part because we'll make sure that they can do customs, they can do exchange, they can do trades. And as we learn and as we grow, we'll be able to bring Black women everywhere that we go.
This is amazing. I'm excited. I'm gonna be sharing with the audience my own personal experiences with intentionally expanding the Black owned businesses that I'm buying from. I think it's important for us to again we are having a moment, and it would to me be this is the perfect time to build on that moment. And while we are going to yes do the work politically of engaging, it would be a repeat of some lessons that we should have learned before. It would be a repeat of mistakes that we have made where we did not also take the time to take this amazing potential and aim it inwards. I am all for political engagement. Y'all know we're going to be about this voting rights life. However, I can't just build a house on that sand. I need to build a house on firm foundation. And for me, that is building up the economic prowess of us, for us, by us, which I think is hugely important. Nikki Porcher, what's the best way for people to connect with you? I'm looking at the site. Do you have a donation button on your nonprofit site? I don't know.
Yes, if you go to the home page where it says click to support the mission, that's where you can click to support the mission.
Okay. So y'all, the donation page is at the click to support the mission, and the mission is to support the Buy from a Black Woman effort. So I absolutely love this. This is fantastic. How can people follow you? I hope we can get you to come back. You are also on Karen's show every month on the last Thursday.
Yeah. On the last
Okay.
Thursday. So, I'm always open to opportunities. I love Karen Hunter. She is my sister. I'm going to her retreat. So I cannot
I'm
wait.
going to her retreat. Oh, snap. We're going to see each other in real life, if not sooner, according to what you just said.
But yes, please, I would be more than honored to come back. Anything I could do to make sure people understand that Black women deserve to be seen, heard, and supported.